What is happening, everybody? You're very welcome back to Friday night's transfer news roundup here on Only Leeds Bros. Good bit to get into. We're going to speak about Leeds United's new signing, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We're going to talk about possibly the next signing in the door in James Justin, Noah Okafor, Illan Meslier, and of course much more. So as always, guys, please make sure you're getting your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like in the video if you do enjoy it. And of course, we would love you to hit subscribe. We're chasing down 3,600 subscribers and we can't do it without your help. And we'd love you to join the OLB gang. Dylan, what is happening? How is your Friday?
It's Friday. That's exactly what you said there. It's Friday. That's what it's all about. Yeah, take it easy. I can't wait for Monday to come. Obviously, Monday night under the lights, Elland Road against Everton. Gonna smash them 3-0. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Yeah, other than that though, just chill out. I tell you, the heat over here is absolutely atrocious. It's vile. It's vile. Yeah, no, it's vile. It's just pure vile. Yeah, enjoyed that. Had a nice Chinese me and the missus. Put the young lad to bed now, just chill out. Was gonna put on the Liverpool match, but who wants to watch
that? Was watching a bit of it there. It's great to have the Premier League back, Dylan. It just quality, and I'm buzzing now for Monday night. I'm really looking forward to it. Now, let's say hello to a couple of people in the building. John Pepper is here. He says, welcome to Leeds United, Calvert-Lewin. All Leeds, aren't we? If we get James, Justin, a winger and a striker, perfect 10 out of 10. John is feeling a little bit better than what he did on Monday night, Dylan, because Monday night he was getting a little bit tetchy, so he's feeling a little bit better tonight. El Canoe's agent playing games, but truthfully, I want the best deal I could make. In that case, I'd go for Okafor and walk away. Bidding wars never are a good thing unless you are selling. Nail on the head, Pierre, buddy. Nail on the head. Matty from Imagine Not Being Leeds is here. He says, now then, lads, MOT, everyone get me to church on Monday night. Let's go. I'm very jealous. Would love to be there on Monday night. D4 LUFC says, evening, lads. Evening, buddy. Thanks for popping in on your Friday. Evening, John Pepper is here as well. Evening, Darren and Dillo. Evening, buddy. Thanks for popping in. Jam is here. Evening to the chat and you pair of Irish legends. Thanks very much, buddy. Thanks for popping in. Amy Clark is here. Evening, lads. Michael is here. Says, hi, all. And Mick is here as well. My prediction for Leeds is 15th finish in the Premier League. Yeah, we were kind of half thinking about doing predictions, Dylan, weren't we? But it feels like everyone, their nanny and their granddad and their dog and their fishes and all are doing predictions and stuff like that. And the only thing I predict is Leeds United to stay up. I don't really care who wins the league, who comes fourth. I just hope Leeds United don't get relegated. So, yeah, we decided
I predict a riot.
Me too, buddy. Right, Dylan, let's dive straight into it and let's speak about Leeds United's new arrival, the 8th signing of the summer, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Free agent, Dylan. I haven't spoken to you since we got it done. What's your thoughts on this one and how you feeling? And as well, guys in the chat, as always, make sure you're getting your thoughts in. How do you feel about this one?
Look, Premier League experience. We know what he's done with Everton. Is it a bit of a letdown to a certain degree? Just for me, as I said in the last video, I feel that they were going to hyping us up for this star marquee striker that they were going to spend on money. The likes of Muniz, whoever it is. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, he's a good player. We know he has good quality. It's if he stays fit. And then I did see on X a lot of people were saying, what was the point of getting rid of Bamford if we just got a replacement? That is another Patrick Bamford. So I can look at it from that point of view. On the positive side of it is the way Far kind of, obviously we'll get into it tomorrow at the presser, but just how much he was kind of piping him up of his quality, and he highly rates him and all. Now, I'm not, we all know what type of player that he is. But I think, regardless, I think under the circumstances that we're in now, and it's getting kind of close to the window, and we all know at this time of the year, at this time apart in the window, it gets a bit messy, and it's a lot harder to get the type of player that you want. But yeah, I think if he stays fit, I think he can bring good quality to this Leeds team. I still think we need another striker. I just think with his injury record and same with Mecha, it's putting a lot of pressure on Pirro, which he won't care because he's the main man. But other than that, I just feel like it's a lot. It's a lot to be putting on him first year in the Premier League. I think if Calvert-Lewin stays fit, he'll do good.
Yeah, Dylan, as I said, look, I agree with you. Look, I think you have to kind of apply context to this when there's both sides of the fence, isn't it? So
Yeah,
obviously when you apply a bit
exactly.
of context, when if you had a turn around at the start of the window and said Leeds will end up with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, of course we'd all absolutely pull our hair out. We've seen all summer we've chased Rodrigo Muniz, it hasn't came off. Leeds have remained confident throughout the course of this window to still get their man. They still might, but it's looking very, very unlikely. And I think obviously the situation what happened with Patrick Bamford, I think Leeds could have allowed for that, maybe keep Joseph there and then possibly a marquee sign. I think Leeds would have been happy enough with that. But there's obviously the situation then with Mateo Joseph pops up. He's forcing his move out the door. So Leeds have to, rethink what they're looking at. And then he's gone. So essentially two strikers are gone. And then you've got Gelhardt as well. Now, not that Gelhardt would have been in their plans, but you essentially have three attacking options gone out of the team. So Leeds have to, at least for me, recruit two. As I said, yeah, there's two sides of the fence. And when you look at this with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, is the obvious ones. And he is an injury-prone player, but some people are making out that he's more injury-prone than Patrick Bamford, which just is not the case at all. He's younger than Patrick Bamford as well. I definitely think he's an upgrade, 100% on Patrick Bamford, without a shadow of a doubt for me. I think Leeds United have a real good opportunity here dealing with this one with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Is it a gamble? Of course, absolutely. There's no denying that. But if this comes off exactly like the way it came off with Manor Solomon last year, if Leeds, I think he started 19 games for Everton last season, 20 games, and he played 20 odd games for Everton last season. If Leeds could have Calvert-Lewin at least fit for 20 plus games, and we said the same thing about Manor Solomon, I think he'd be a fantastic sign. I really do, Dylan. And what I'm looking on the positive side of it now is that he's bags of Premier League experience, Dylan, and he's coming up against Premier League defenders that the likes of Pirro, Meche, and the other striking options haven't came up against before. He's played against these players before. So for me, I'm a little bit excited because he has that Premier League experience, not just Premier League experience, the know-how. He can help others around him as well. He can help our defenders as well when they're obviously, training with him as well to kind of bring that level up of Premier League as well. So, yeah, look, hopefully it comes off, Dylan. I think we just have to back him, everyone get behind him. And look, we've seen the interviews and stuff about his mental health and how he's been struggling the last couple of years. He still is only 28 years of age. He's in his prime, Dylan. 3-year contract as well. Puts him here till he's 31. So, yeah, look, as I said, not a sign that kind of blows you away and says brilliant, absolutely fantastic, but it's one of them. If it comes off, it could be very, very good.
Yeah, look, I think it's the experience for me, definitely with the amount of appearances and goals that he's played for Everton, and he's that type of striker. He just pops up, and when he starts scoring, he doesn't stop. So, look, I am excited. I just think for me, just being. Look, I'm not being a Debbie Downer. I'm just, I'm what was I saying? I just want that kind of 30 to 40 million player in the door. It's
the marquee. You just want the marquee, Dylan. And I think
I just think with two strikers on a free is just a bit underwhelming.
But the other side of it is Dylan Calvert-Lewin. If he's fully fit and firing, then he doesn't come near Leeds United. Dylan, he's gone to one of the bigger boys. It's not so long ago, as I said, Arsenal were chasing him down majorly to be their number 9 striker, and there was murmurs on Man United as well, being in there this summer as well, being interested as well.
I heard or read somewhere. Sorry that. Look, take it with a pinch of salt. Really. I think it's quite funny, to be fair, that he chose Leeds over Man United.
Yeah, and the same over Sunderland as well, of course. Yeah, look, who knows, Dylan, the logistics of it. We obviously just have to look at the player himself as a whole. And I think when you look at his career, Dylan, obviously, the injuries that he has, the worry obviously is that reoccurring hamstring issue that he has now. Notoriously, we've known Manor Solomon, he has had a lot of hamstring issues. We know Sam Byram has been absolutely ridiculed with hamstring issues. So it seems a thing, touch wood, that our medical staff know how to look after it, and I'm hoping they can do the same thing with Calvert-Lewin, Dylan, and obviously get him on the pitch and get him fit and firing. So yeah, look, I think it's one of them that we have to get behind. But I'm with you 100%, brother. I definitely think we still need another striker, one of them that can kind of come in and score goals and kind of alleviate the pressure a little bit, because if it does go wrong, and we know the injury record of Calvert-Lewin and the Meche as well, you're leaving Joe Pirro there and a very young Harry Gray, so you're leaving yourself a little bit short. And Fark did allude to it a little bit in the press conference as well. He also spoke about still reinforcements to come in the attacking areas, and then also on fullback cover as well. So they're still well aware of what's needed to make this squad Premier League ready. But yeah, look, as I think as a whole, it's a gamble that they're willing to take, and I'm decided that I'm just going to err on the side. I'm going to be positive about it and back him. And as I said, if we can get him fit for at least half the Premier League games, I think he could be good.
I think he'll come on in the 90th minute and score the winner against Everton on Monday and celebrate as well.
I'm not too sure about Monday, Dylan, whether we'll
No,
see him. Obviously, he is available. Obviously, he has been registered in time to be in the squad, but I'm not too sure whether we'll see him too much, if at all, because according to Fark in his press conference, he did say today as well that they're gonna look after him and mind him and not rush him into this team. And I think with very little pre-season as well, he's gonna take a lot of catching up to do fitness wise and bedding in and stuff like that. So I would be very surprised, knowing Daniel Fark notoriously, if he is thrown in the deep end against Everton on Monday night. Of course, we can all dream. We'd love that Harrison assist and Calvert-Lewin winner, but yeah, I'd be surprised, because he's one of them. We've seen it with Gruev, we've seen it with Tanaka. He's one of them that kind of likes to bed players in before, he unleashes them. It's very similar to Bielsa.
Yeah, that's what I like about Fark when he does bring in, like, similar to the Solomon situation last season. He just kind of has it's like he casts a spell on these type of players.
Yeah.
And changes up their whole, what would you say, routine. It could be even down to, and you just seem a bit more confident in themselves. They seem a bit more fluent, and then, as you said, like, less injuries.
Yeah.
So look, I am happy at the end of it. It's another sign in the door. That's the main thing I had, is that Leeds are moving to making noise. Whether they pay for it or they got on a free, it doesn't matter. There's players coming into Leeds. And as you said there, you hit the nail on the head with Fark doing the presser today. He's indicated full-back position, and then also that offense with wingers or even 10 or strikers still to come in. That he's more or less basically told the board the board know what they need. So
yeah,
they're doing everything in the right way for now.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Sorry, we'll pull up a couple of the comments here now. Where's DB4's comment again? Scroll past it. Let's go back. So DB4 says, I think we need a goal scoring winger. I'd agree as well. We definitely need chip in from the wings as well. And I think you're going to get that in Dan James and Willie Nonto as well, hopefully, and Ramazani if he gets the chance. Definitely three good wingers, but we do need extra out there. Now you're going with that one, DB4. Mick says, Harry Gray has got 2 goals so far for the under-21s, 3-0 up. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Fair play, Harry Gray. Absolutely love to hear that. Linda Hunter says, we are still looking for another striker. Chill, says Linda. Yep, all chill here, Linda. 100% an upgrade on Bamford. He's got 10 more caps for England. He's played in the Premier League consistently for a number of years, and it's just past his injuries which are concerned. Yeah, 100%. That's it. It is.
Jam always just speaks sense, doesn't he? Honest to God, he just always calms the situation down. The Welsh wizard
says here, I've said it all along, I don't care about marquee signings if it throws the team out of balance. Yeah, I've said that before, buddy. Yeah, I think it doesn't have to be marquee, like, but I think just going and probably getting it. It's very hard to get a proven number 9, because I think if you're looking at a proven number 9 score goals, obviously the teams higher up the league and more established are going to be looking at them. So it's kind of what Leeds consider at the minute, Dylan, for where we are at the minute as a football club. What is a marquee sign and what is someone that can score a goal? So yeah, I can understand where Pierre's coming from with that one. You mentioned Solomon. I think we'll keep DCL fit. I hope so. I really hope so, buddy. I'm going to be positive about it and say that we do. John Pepper says James Justin would be a no-brainer. Absolutely. Yes. We're going to get into James Justin again about that, so hang on for that one. Mark says here, fell for a long time, Beto will end up at ours. Yeah, possibly, because I hear David Moyes calling him out there. I think it was a week or two ago, saying that he wasn't really giving enough to the team, and then I think he played well. I think they played against Roma in a pre-season game, and he said that he'd done all right. He'd done a little bit better as well. So yeah, I'm not too sure about Beto, whether that one's going to happen again. As always, I'm not too sure about what strikers is going to come in. El Canoe's agents are playing silly burgers. I think we'll walk away if this continues. Yeah, look, we're not going to touch too much on El Canoe's, to be honest with you guys, because we obviously, the last update that we gave on him here on OnlyLeedsBros was we knew that there was a meeting scheduled. We haven't heard anything since then, and it's gone very, very quiet. So for me, there's no sense of talking about a player that there absolutely is no update on it. I think for me, I just don't think it's going to happen. It's all the signs that, a little bit like Peugeot, that El Canoes is using. Leeds United has a little bit of leverage that we're interested in him. So yeah, again, I think that would be very, very surprised if it does happen. If it does, I think possibly then it runs on late in the window, and El Canoes doesn't really get the move that he's looking for, whether it's Spurs or Crystal Palace, and I think Newcastle were mentioned as well. So Matty says here, love the presser today, lads. Was nice hearing from the gaffer opposed to listening to us YouTubers. Yeah, exactly. It got me a little bit excited as well, mate. I think it made it feel a little bit more real, didn't it, as Leeds fans, that Farke's press conference was back today. We're touching on it a little bit more tomorrow. Our match build up ahead of Everton will be out tomorrow morning at 10:30, guys, where we'll take a little bit of a deeper look into Daniel Farke's press conference. But it was very good to hear from him today. I thought he handled himself very well. He spoke the truth. He's very open and transparent with the Leeds fans, because he broke the news of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's very open, and we've heard him before saying what the squad needs, what they need to be competitive. Spoke about his time at Norwich as well. So yeah, a brilliant interview. Great to see him back. Stop flirting, Dillo says Jam. Stop flirting, you. I have a feeling Ramazani will be sold or replaced. Yeah, I have a sneaky feeling that it might
You
be
did
alone.
say that. You did say that.
Sneaky feeling. I don't think we'll sell him. I think it could be a loan, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is going to be Rangers. But yeah, we'll have to see, Michael. I don't think you're too far wrong with that. I'm sure he's going to be knocking on Farke's door saying what's happening with my game time. John Pepper says, I think if we get Okafor, I think Ramazani will be sent out on loan. Yeah, I think so as well, buddy. I really, really do. In terms of DCL, I personally think that he might need a different training regime to others. If we keep him fit, he'll be a no-brainer signing. And I think so as well. And look at... obviously his best goal scoring season were under Carlo Ancelotti. Was obviously very attacking football. I'm sure wasn't as mad and as hard hitting as it was under Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche was obviously very much, the 4-4-2 old fashioned type of football, lump along, hold the ball up, run the channels. Under Ancelotti was very much the players created for him. He got in the box and got on the end of things. We've seen some of his headers, some of his headed goals are absolutely fantastic.
It's called
some
cracking headers as well.
His footwork is really, really good as well. He's very good with the ball at his feet. But his heading ability is, some of the headers he scored have been absolutely fantastic. Diving headers is really, really good. So we obviously have brought him in, but I think when he is playing and he's up front, we obviously need to play to his strengths. He's one of them where we have the opportunity to put the ball in the box, put it in the box, and try and get him on the end of it, because he's very, very good in the air. Something we haven't had from a striker in a very long time. Pierre says, listening to the DCL interview, so much enthusiasm, I am chuffed. The Daniel Farke press conference, the press questions were very poor. What a cop-out. Yeah. I've got half of the interview with Beckford and Calvert-Lewin so far, so good. Obviously the stream is about to start, so I had to knock it off. But yeah, I totally agree with you. The press questions to Daniel Farke today were horrendous.
I love the Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Beckford yoke, where he said why Leeds, for the first thought that came to him was he was playing here, and I think the fans stayed for another 15 minutes towards the end of the game. Beckford said, "Oh yeah, that was me," more or less clapping. He was joking, obviously, but he said it was just something that kind of feeling about Elland Road, that with the fans, willing to stay for an extra 15 minutes just to more or less watch someone clap. So yeah, I do. I watched a bit of it as well, and it was good. It was good.
Yeah, and a bit of a side note, because we always go off on a bit of a tangent here on OnlyLeedsBros. What about that top he was wearing, Dylan, the Leeds yellow one with the trefoil? It was absolutely unbelievable.
I said it to the missus. It's on the Santi list.
Beautiful. And I was kind of saying to my wife Amy, was like, obviously, yeah, the home kit was a little bit meh, but it's why the away kit is fantastic. The third kit, actually, I'm not too, look, it's grand, it's fine, I don't mind, I'll buy it. But if that was the third kit, Dylan, it'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Really, really like it. Really, really.
It's just like a real bright yellow. Really
proper
bright.
yellow. Leeds yellow.
Leeds yellow, yeah.
Leeds yellow. Real yellow. Wilf Grant says here, I didn't want him here, but after listening to him, he's starting to win me over. I was overwhelmed initially due to the names that we were linked with. He will score goals if he can stay fit. And I think, yeah, that's fair, Wilf. I'm probably more or less along the lines of that as well. I wouldn't say I didn't want him here, but it was more or less a little bit kind of meh, a little bit underwhelmed with it. And then the same as well, listening to some of his interviews, how he struggled with his mental health and how injuries really got in on him and stuff like that. He's a player that feels like he's got that little bit between his teeth. He spoke about it as well, about trying to get back into the England team as well, which is probably wild for us as Leeds fans. But I think it's good that he's kind of shooting for the stars. Dylan, he wants to get back there. He's not just come back here going, I just want to get fit and want to play football. He's setting himself goals where he wants to get back into the England team, whether it happens or not. But it's always good to kind of, shoot a little bit higher. So yeah, fair play to him. Look, I'll back him 110%, and let's hope he does the business for us. If I was a journalist boss, I'd be moving him out on loan. Pierre says that yellow shirt, yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to see that one dropping. Jason O'Keefe is here. He says, evening lads, that top is banging, it really is, buddy. Hope you're keeping well, pal. Keep us up to date on the Liverpool score as well, if anyone is watching it on the side as well. I have it on live score as well, but yeah, keep us up to date if there is any goals in it. Jam says, I think we forget sometimes, lads, don't we, that footballers are just human beings like us. So the little things like seeing how the fans are with the players, yeah, it's a massive pull. It is, Dylan. You do, because obviously they earn thousands of pounds, and you forget at the end of the day that they're a human being, aren't they? Like that, they're out there on a pitch. Families all behind it as
Lives,
well.
yeah,
Yeah,
mortgages, you name it. Like,
and
they're
they don't want
more.
to be. They don't want to be injured, Dylan. Even like Patrick Bamford and all as well, and Calvert-Lewin. Like, they don't want to be injured. They want to be out there doing something that they love. They grew up playing football, for the love of it. They want to be out on the pitch kicking ball, don't they? They don't want to be sitting in the
Yeah,
stands injured.
definitely not. I think that's the biggest kind of hunger and desire, especially for him now. It's Leeds. Look, I know he's a free transfer, but I think the way the 49ers clearly sold it to him, the project with the stadium development, with the Red Bull investment, I keep saying it, the sleeping giant has awoken with Leeds. I genuinely feel he could do well for us if he
Yeah,
stays fit. Even other fans I was talking to Liverpool fans about it. I was talking to
yeah, same.
Chelsea
Yeah,
fans, Arsenal fans, and they all,
yeah,
lads, he's got a good one there. So
yeah.
look,
Well, I'm an Everton fan as well. That's he's not too kind of grumpy about it. I seen online a couple of Everton fans were saying hope he fails, hope he get relegated, and blah blah blah. And obviously just being a little bit peed off about it, but I was talking to an Everton fan that's actually very kind of level-headed Everton fan. He's travelled over to some Leeds games with me. I've gone to Goodison Park with him, and he turned around and said, "Yes, are getting a very good sign. Very good sign there." He said, "You can keep him on the pitch and get him fully fit." He said, "He is a very, very good sign." He said, "I would have liked to see him stay on at Liverpool, or stay on at Liverpool, Jesus, at Everton, and yeah,
ooh,
pay as you play kind of contract," because he said he can be that clinical. So yeah, look, all we have to do is see Dylan. Yeah, but look, at that's it about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Dylan, obviously, look at we'll give him our full back in the 8th sign in the door. Hopefully, a few more to go. Full back, left winger, definitely another striker. Hoping to see at least another 3 or 4 come in the door. Probably not before Everton. I think that's a little bit of an ask, but definitely the last two weeks that we have left from this window, I think Leeds United definitely do need a little bit more. But let's move on, Dylan. Let's speak about James Justin, who could possibly be Leeds United's next signing in the door. So, according to Alex Crook and Ben Jacobs, who did report this morning that Leeds United are in advanced talks with Leicester City defender James Justin. Some of the reports have also said as well that personal terms have been agreed. Now, there's nothing credible behind that, but just some of the reports that I've seen is that supposedly personal terms are agreed, and it's just down to the two clubs. Dylan, we've spoke about James Justin again, that it seems like for weeks when it first came up, it felt like one of them, it's a no-brainer, go get it done, we're lighting the full-back position. He's a good player, Dylan, isn't he? I'd be happy to have this one.
definitely plays both sides, right back or left back, and cover. Put himself on mute. Sorry about that. Can play both sides. It gives us that kind of squad rotation, especially when it comes to cup games. Because let's be honest with you, Bogle's obviously injured now. Not saying he's going to be injured for the rest of the season, but Sam Boyram can't do it on his own. With James Justin coming in, it would be a great signing coming in the door. And then also, as I said, flipping it on the other switch with Good Munson on the other side, if needs be, for that rotation again. So I think it's just basically about giving the lads a rest, giving the lads an opportunity to come on and play.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, just what I keep saying about him, I'm going to keep saying it, is the competition there. And you want each lad competing week in, week out for their place on this team. But I think with James Justin, I just think, Premier League experience, and I think they did great with Leicester last season. But same thing, watch them on YouTube. I've done a lot of stats on him in another video if you want to go back and watch it. He's definitely, he'd suit our style. He'd suit this team. And it's definitely one of Fark's kind of players that he likes. You keep saying it, the versatility player that can kind of play
yeah.
more or less anywhere. So
He
it's a
likes to just,
no-brainer. It's a no-brainer for me. Go get him.
I think so as well, Dylan. And we obviously spoke about it even before the links to James Justin, that we wanted fullback cover before Bogle got his injury as well. And we said if he could just get a younger version of Sam Boyram, and I think that's it, Dylan. Obviously, look, he's more predominantly a right back, Sam Boyram was, but has covered left back as well. And he has an England cap as well, Dylan. So there was at one stage he was good enough to go play for England. And that's what I'm looking at as well, as that the ability is there. And again, if Daniel Farke can keep up his track record of improving players, I think again that this could be a good sign. And there was a level of me kind of saying that, if Bogle gets injured or Good Munson gets injured, that, you've Boyram to kind of come in to fill in and do a job. For me, I think James Justin is more than just a job. Then I genuinely think he's a very, very good cover if we do have that full back positions where Bogle gets injured. Could be on Monday night. We'll talk more about our predicted lineup in our match build up. If Boyram fills in there, feels like, a little bit of cover, just come in there, just try and do a job where James Justin genuinely, I think, could be a very, very good fullback cover for us.
It's not. Look, let's be honest. With Sean Longstaff coming in now, obviously, and on stack, Tanaka and Ivan Badu as well. Similar to last season with Joe Rotwell as well. We don't know who's going to start. It's simply
Yeah.
down to you don't mind, if that makes sense. You're not going to diss a player or not good enough. I think with that midfield, it's kind of stacked, and no matter what or who does play, you're kind of happy with it. I think what James Justin brings that to the table. That's what he does. It's, as you said, with Byram, if he's carrying a knock, or you'd feel a bit more. What would you say? It sounds harsh when I say it like this on Byram, but more confident in James Justin's coming on with right back or left back, just to give the boys a rest, or better yet, if he is the star man at that time of present. It's a no-brainer, 100%.
Yeah.
The market value, obviously, what we've seen is 15 million. I think we can get a nice deal done as well.
Yeah, I think there wasn't a rumour reporting we could get it done for as low as 5 million as well. So yeah, look, it'd be interesting to see. That's obviously the market value is off foot mob as well, which can obviously be way off from what it actually is. But yeah, I think Leeds could probably grab him for about 5 or 6 million, which for me would be a real kill as well. If I went on to Leicester City's side of things on social media, and they're kind of seem to be happy enough to let him go, but I think it's because of that kind of feeling that he's going to one foot out the door, wants a fresh challenge. Realistically, he's a decent player. He scored a cracking goal as well against Arsenal at the Emirates. We shared it today on the OnlyLeedsBros X page, and it was a cracking ball. If we haven't seen it already, beautiful goal off the inside of his foot as well. So yeah, look, a decent player. Then again, one to keep an eye on. Hopefully, it is announced in the next couple of days. We can kind of get it done and just kind of get this squad sorted and settled down as ready as possible. Like ideally, the transfer window for me should have closed. Probably last night. Should have closed maybe on Monday. Just it always feels like when the season starts and there's games being played and the transfer window hasn't closed, it just doesn't feel right for me. I think the window should close probably on the eve before the first game or 2 days before the first game if it's for registration reasons.
I agree.
And you kind of know what you have, so it kind of gives it's kind of being prolonged, isn't it, from all clubs, because all clubs are kind of waiting, for this to fall or that to happen, whether he's going to go here, whether he's going to go there, whether they're going to pay the fee, where the start of the season obviously starts today. Well then, last week you're trying to sort out all your business, so yeah, I'd like for them to change.
No, it just gets messy. I agree, though. It does get messy. You're talking along the lines now when the transfer window does end, and if we don't get certain players that we need, then we're going into Christmas potentially, rocking the boat, and then you're waiting for January to come in, and January gets messy. It's just get the business done as quick as possible.
Let's get into the chat then and see what people are saying here. So Fernie says, heard anything on Beck, El Canus or Justin? So yeah, Justin, we've obviously just spoke about Justin as well. Suppose the advanced talks, some rumours that personal terms are agreed. So I'm hoping this one gets done quick. El Canus, similar situation. There's no update from the last time we've heard that he was meeting with Leeds representatives. I have a feeling again that it's being pulled along like the Bajel one. So not very, very confident on that one, but who knows? It could be proved completely wrong. So we'll see with that one, Fernie. Pierre says, do you think Okafor is an option we should pursue? I think so. I think he's a good player. Definitely offers a little bit different. Can play obviously on that left hand side. Can play through the middle as well, up front. So another option up front as well. We still need a striker. But good player. He looked very good against Leeds in Dublin as well. It was a player that was a real threat against Leeds as well. Obviously had Isaac Smith in his pocket, but that's obviously nothing to go by. But he looks like a very good player. So yeah, I'd definitely be turning my attention towards him. Russ is here, says, hello lads, hope things are well. Closing stages of the game, Villa under 21s 0, Leeds under 21s 3, Alfie Cresswell and Harry Gray. Love to see it. Absolutely fair play to you lads. Class. From the Daniel Farke interview, I got the message that Good Munson would swap out for Harrison, so Justin for Bogle. Yeah, look, obviously we got a little bit of a feeling of that against AC Milan, didn't we, when Jack Harrison went back to that left wing back role? Definitely could be a possibility, Pierre. Would I be happy with that for the season? No, I don't think so. But look, for a long time under Bielsa, we said similar situations about Jack Harrison, that he could play the wing back position. So maybe Farke sees that's where he could fill in. Who knows, Pierre? Who knows? Who's in Daniel Farke's head? Justin again makes complete sense. Yeah, 100%, Jam. I agree with you. I may seem pessimistic, but even Dominic Calvert-Lewin and possibly Justin, I still think we will struggle to stay up. We need a creative player in the middle to get everything together. Yeah, I don't disagree. Look, I think it's going to be tough anyway. Even if we do get a striker, if we do get a left winger, we know the standard of the Premier League. It's a lot higher than the Championship. It's obviously a big step up. The proof is in the pudding the last 2 years of the 3 promoted teams being relegated and going straight back down. It's going to be hard to try and buck that trend. But I'm full confidence that we do it. So yeah, I don't think you're pessimistic, buddy. I think you're asking the right questions. You're asking all the questions that Leeds fans are asking at the minute as well. Pierre says, a question for you knowledgeable people. I wouldn't say that, buddy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you're not talking about me. Cause
you're not speaking to us. With the international breaks, do we suffer more in the league with players that or more with players that are affected? Yeah, I suppose it depends. Obviously, you're going to have the Welsh lads going off again, as always. We've seen that in the Championship. The only thing you can probably look at as a little bit of a saving grace is that there's obviously not as much games in the Premier League as what there is in the Championship. The Championship is a slog, an absolute slog. It felt there, Dylan, for a stage where especially when we got into the thick of the Championship, where we had a build-up, a watch-along, a reaction. The build-up, watch-along, reaction was like every single day, and the Championship is just the wheel keeps turning and turning and turning, especially around that Christmas time. It's really helpful that where obviously you can see in the Premier League it's not as helter-skelter. But yeah, going back to the international breaks, I just hate them. Absolutely hate them, Dylan. Do you?
Yeah, just I don't stand international football. Yeah, like the World Cup, obviously, fair enough, but
yeah,
international football after no interest at all.
Especially look at, and it's no shade to the AFCON Cup as well, because obviously like them players have every right to go play, especially as the European players. But it just feels like mid-season, it just feels a little bit wrong and like not much in them, because obviously the Premier League season finishes or the football season finishes, and then they're straight out in international duty. Then they're back in pre-season, they're playing Club World Cups, and then all of a sudden, then 2 weeks later, then they're back in pre-season and to go again. Like, it's just, you're not going to get that same level of quality, Dylan, if players are just constantly playing and playing. They're going to break down. Yeah,
definitely.
Crazy. Danny Talks Leeds is in the building. You're late, Danny. Where were you? Got to run the show by ourselves here. It says, evening peeps, smash a like and subscribe. Please do that, guys. That would be absolutely fantastic. Make sure you're hitting them likes for us, guys. It would be greatly appreciated. It just helps push the video out there to more people. Full time under 21s, 3 points of the season, 3-0 victory over Aston Villa. Absolutely fantastic. Let's hope the senior team can follow suit on Monday night. Dave says, in all honesty, DCL is an average signing for us. Not sure yet if he fits into our system. I will support the lad, obviously, but I'm very underwhelmed. Yeah, look, that's fair. That's fair, Dylan, isn't it? Well,
look, I'm not solely underwhelmed, but I get where he's coming from.
Yeah,
I'm simply happy with the fact that one, I've seen the interview with Begford. It's going to give me a bit more a shining ray, as I would say. And then he has that Premier League experience. So that's why I'm kind of a bit more positive about it. I'm just more based on the terms of they've came out and said we're going to sign a marquee striker, and they haven't. That's all. That's the only reason why I'm a bit. But yeah, I'm still delighted.
I think we do. Dylan. I really do. And they've been a little bit transparent, as much as we don't like it at the minute. But we've heard the little leaks from the local journalists saying that Leeds United are confident of getting a striker done, but it's going to be towards the tail end of the window. So they were kind of dropping them little hints to us, and we've seen obviously the concentration at the start of this window was very much that back line, very much that midfield. Now we're obviously towards the end of the window now, and that's obviously where it's a tough position to cover. But I've confidence we get it done. Don't if you think if you're negative, you're just going to drive yourself mad. So you can only try and be confident, and then when the window closes,
have to back the lads.
We'll do a show here on OnlyLeedsBros and get your guys' thoughts, and we'll reevaluate the whole transfer window, whether we have enough to stay up. Pierre says, also, do you think the 49ers are holding back transfer money back for January? I did see this. A couple of people were asking online, do they think that the 49ers are holding back money because they don't fully trust Fark, and then if they have to sack him and they get another manager in? I think that's crazy thinking, Dylan. It could be, but for me, I just think that's wild that you're possibly holding back money as, a what if, or not fully backing the manager in case he doesn't do it.
Then you're not backing the manager.
You're not really backing the manager then, and then obviously then I don't think the blame, fully falls on Fark.
I think the question at hand there, if that is the case, the owners have let not only Daniel Fark down, but they've let us as fans down. Because we've worked well. Me sitting here hasn't worked hard, but I mean, Leeds itself, the players, has worked hard to get into the Premier League. The sacrifice, the gruesome season of a championship, the injuries, the suspensions, the international breaks, all that sort of stuff, to get to where we are, to celebrate with an unbelievable parade, to more or less half-hours do it, if I'm being honest with you, by holding back. That's not trusting Fark, that's not backing the manager.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Then, yeah, we have to fully back him, give him the tills, and then if he doesn't get it right, then you've every right to sack him. But if they don't give him the tools, don't give him the striker, don't give him the winger, don't give him the full back, well then, Farke has every right if things don't go according to plan, then I think then the full blame doesn't solely fall on him. Skip says, I have a feeling we will lose one of our main players still. Yeah, possibly towards the tail end
You
of the
said
window.
that.
Who knows? The only thing I'm saying today is, again, a Firex press conference, he was asked similar situation.
Yeah.
Any outgoings, and it was straight up, no, I don't think so. Don't expect any. But again, in football, you just never know. If a big fee comes in, you just never know, Skip. Wayne says, DCL contract length far too long for someone with so many injuries. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that myself as well. Like 3 years is a little bit long, as you said. But then again, if Leeds are only offering him a year, then does he decide to go to Sunderland? Does he decide to go to Man United? Does he take up offers elsewhere then? So is it a thing where they've said, yeah, look, we'll give you the 3 years, and maybe the players turn around and say, well, if you give me a 3-year contract, I can sign, and that could have been a deal breaker, Wayne. It's obviously hard to tell exactly the logistics of it, but yeah, I can understand where some people would say, especially with the contract left and the injuries. Franny, would you take Hamer?
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Yes.
Yeah, I would, 100%.
I'd snap the hand off you, Famer. Set piece taker as well.
Fark to get him trimmed down, and because it just has that bit between his teeth, and he's not nastiness about him, but he has that kind of doggedness in him, doesn't he? And he has the quality as well. Set pieces, as you said, free kicks as well. We've seen his goal. It was against Birmingham the other night. I think it was Birmingham in the cup where he scored just from the halfway line as well. So he definitely has the quality there. But again, he's a player. If you get him fit, and not as in injury fit, because his injury record is very good. I mean, fully fit, trim him down and get him going. He could be good, Dylan.
I'm all over Hamer. Definitely.
Yeah, you've been saying that even when we were linked with Buendia, you were always on the side of Hamer.
I like Buendia, but I just think Hamer gives us that little bit more. Same thing again. Buendia, for me, a bit more injury prone than Hamer. But look, so is Calvert-Lewin, so is Bamford. Anyway.
Yeah. Tom says here, I think Harrison's defensive work makes sense. We need a player to add that X factor in the front area. Yeah, 100%. And look, we probably know that from Harrison. That's probably one thing we can give him a little bit of credit for. He does work his socks off. And some people turn around and say, oh, footballer running about, and I can understand that. But he is one of them players. A little bit like Alioski will always kind of put in the graft. Dylan Monty, he's not really kind of a lazy type of player. So, yeah, Tom, I agree with you. Yeah, we need that a little bit going forward. CB says, evening, Darren and Dillo, hope you're both well. Yeah, very good, buddy. Hope you're well too. Thanks for popping in on your Friday evening. Say hello to us. Darren and Dillo, I think Leeds are also looking at Austrias. I've seen this, yes. I think Matty put up a video of it, the next Erling Haaland from... you have it there, yeah, it came from Matty. I think he's from Finland or something like that, a young lad as well. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I didn't see any links. I'm sure Matty be able to tell you where... where he got it from. Yeah, just sign Haaland. Yeah, just sign Haaland. Oh, I'm not too sure, John, on that one, but I haven't seen any kind of links behind that. Yeah, and I haven't heard any sources telling me that they're going for. But yeah, you might know more. By the way, Smith plays for the Swiss national team. Will defence be full of holes in their cheese? Yeah, Swiss cheese. Right. See what you're doing there, Pierre. See what you're doing. Very good. Very, very good. David Did says, love the Dominic Calvert-Lewin shirt on. Yeah, me too. Class. Very, very good. Very, very good. Dylan, let's move on, Dylan. Let's talk a little bit then about Noah Okafor. We won't talk about him a little bit too much because we've already kind of touched him. But obviously the reports came from Baron Cross. And we've heard this word a lot, and I think as Leeds fans were probably fed up of hearing this word. Yes. Leeds are interested, Leeds are rumoured, Leeds are monitoring, Leeds track, but Baron Cross did say that Leeds United are interested in Noah Okafor. Look, he did look decent against Leeds in Dublin.
I thought he did.
Those supposed talks where Noah Okafor and Daniel Farke were seen talking in the Aviva Stadium after the game. Again, don't know how true they are. It's just what I'm seeing, just what I've heard. So, again, Dylan, I'll let you take it before I do a big sneeze. What do you think of this one?
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you there. Bless you.
Sorry.
No, you're right. Yeah, no, I thought he looked unbelievable. As you said there, he did have Schmidt in his back pocket and left him there. Wrapped up in his wallet. Yeah, look, young, 25, he's quick. Same thing again, that versatility player where he can play striker, left, right. Gives us that kind of control. Yeah, I think it's a potentially, look, I think anyone that we're linked with, lads, I'm going to say something. But this one, I just think young, it's given us that type of, how would you say it?
He's good. He's good, Dylan. Like, so
But yeah,
he's very much one of them. There was a part of me that was watching him. And look at here again. We probably try and every left winger that comes to Leeds, we'll probably try and compare him to Rafinha. But he's one of them that when he gets the ball, he's very good at knocking a pass the defender. So he'll,
and he's
as the
gone.
ball comes, the defenders come to close him. He's one of them that nicks a pass when he's onto it. So he looks quick as well. He always kind of seems to do that. And it's always one of them seems to work out for him as well. And as I said, he looked very tricky and very pacey against Leeds. Leeds found it very hard to control him. And again, Dylan, the other side of it is what we say about Daniel Farke. 2 positions as well, has played that striker position as well, and can play that left wing, and I'm sure he can play on the right hand side as well. So yeah, Dylan, for me, definitely, as you said, 25 there as well, very good age, only going to start to come into his prime.
Great
as well.
age.
And AC Milan, you look at, I know AC Milan aren't the force in Europe as what they were years ago, but you're no mug if you're playing for AC Milan, really.
100% no. I think the only kind of negative thing I'd say on him, all the Leeds fans were obviously ripping it out of him. I think he had kind of an awkward shot, like angle, and he just blew
Fluffed
under.
it, yeah.
Yeah. But look, like that's gonna come with it. Well, I just genuinely think it's another no-brainer. I think it's the age that is really getting me, and then just seeing him, because I looked at you and you looked at me when he had Schmidt in his back pocket and he was gone. And I don't mean he was just like Schmidt was like running behind him. Like, he left Schmidt for dust. Like.
He was one of them as well, then, where he looks a bit versatile. He's not one of them that just solely holds his position. He's one of them that will come inside as well. So he's keeping that full back guessing. He'll come inside, pull him inside with him, then he'll hand back outside. So the full back's not really sure whether he's going to come inside or go outside. And it's very hard to kind of track that run. That kind of versatility from a winger as well to keep them guessing as well is good. So yeah, then again, it's one of them where, look, I hope it happens. It is muted that a fee of just over 10 million would get this done, Dylan. So look, he's no Pajeo, but you're looking at the fees that we potentially could have been looking at Pajeo, 30 upwards. You know, to pick him up for 10, like, it is not too bad. And then you're hoping then that other 20-ish that we were going to put on Pajeo was going to go into the striker kitty then and you know, kind of go full tilt at that then.
Yeah, 100% I agree. And look, as you said, he played for AC Milan, you know, mug. It's a no-brainer, lads. It really is a no-brainer.
Yeah. Right, let's get into a couple of comments. Mick says we are an average side. We are not Real Madrid. Justin would be good for both right back and left back. Yeah, sense, Mick, isn't it? Mick talking sense. Question for you both: do you think Farke will stick with the 4-3-3 or go back to the 4-2-3-1? Well, tune in tomorrow and we'll answer that question, because our match build-up is going to be out tomorrow at 10:30, and myself and Dylan are going to run through opposition fact file. We're going to give you our predicted 11. We're going to give you our predicted scoreline, and we're going to talk about everything else in between as well. But I think he'll start with the 4-3-3 and possibly, if it doesn't work, revert back to the 4-2-3-1. Or he could have that system like what he had last year, where does players and a set position for home and players and a set position for away. Dylan, what do you think?
I think he's going to go 4-3-3 defend. So that I'll have that holding midfielder. And Badou, let's be honest with you. Obviously we'll get into it a bit more, but that's what I think. I think it'll suit our style of play better, much better with the new signings. It'll give us a bit more width in the pitch. And then, you know, just, you kind of said it last season, Darren, it'll let the shacks, or the chains, if that's the word you want to use, off Tanaka a bit more. Have him a little bit more free playing up the pitch.
Yeah, a little bit more free.
But that's what I'd like to see, whether he does that or not now, you know yourself.
Yeah, that's the question. Skip says, if the window's shut now, how would you rate our window? Good question. I would probably...
7.
Oh.
7.5.
I'd probably say 6. I'd probably say 6 because we're missing out on 3 or 4 more players. I'd probably say 6 because I'm not going to turn around and say any of that we've got in look very bad. I think they're all kind of... They've all came into the other position. I think Stack is a very good signing. I think Perry's going to be a very good goalkeeper. We're definitely going to feel a little bit more comfortable with him in goal. Please God. I think Bial's going to be a good signing as well. Obviously, Borneo is in there as a little bit of cover as well. Calvert-Lewin, hopefully, could be a decent signing. So I'd probably say about 6.5, and let's hope we can kind of push that up a little bit. We always said we needed a 9 or a 10 out of 10 window, Dylan, to give ourselves the best chance. So hopefully we can get there in the last couple of weeks.
Still time. Still time.
Cheers, Paul. Paul says you're both legends. Cheers, appreciate it.
Cheers, man. Thanks, man.
Rick says, where are the marquee players at fullback, CDM, number 9? Out with these, then what's the point? 49ers need to stop wasting 3 weeks chasing players who are never going to come in and sign interested players. Yeah, I could probably understand that. But the other side of it is as well, Rick, is that I don't think we were all giving out when the 49ers were going for the likes of Bijao, because that was aiming high, Dylan, wasn't it? Aiming for the stars, and I'd rather just try and push the boat and see if we could get one of them players in, rather than, kind
The
of settling
chances.
a little bit. So yeah, look at Detroit on, but yeah, we obviously did raise our concerns at the time. Dylan, was it a little bit of kind of wasted time the last couple of weeks, and will it kind of set us back in the window? But I'd rather us obviously go for the players like Bigier with the possibility of getting them in rather than not.
Well, who knows? Like, it goes back to the question about with the 49ers. They're obviously selling it to these players.
Yeah.
The future of Leeds United. So, it clearly worked on Calvert-Lewin now. I know you could say, well, he was injured and he was this. We still sold it to him. I know he wants to get his career back on track, but potentially, and I hate putting Leeds down here, we are a newly promoted club. There's a potentially that we could go down, and if he's willing to take that risk, you know what I mean? So you have to look at it from that way.
Marseille, Champions League football, could push for a French title possibly, or go to a newly promoted team that spent more time out of the Premier League in the last 20 years than what they have in it. Could be in a relegation battle. So
Exactly.
look, it's not nice saying that as a Leeds fan, but if you take
it's
the
the
Leeds
truth.
fan off,
Yeah.
if you take the Leeds hat off and look at it that way, from players that don't have any affiliation or any connection with Leeds United, you can see why. Michael says, guys, with all these players Leeds United recruiting, there will be some that won't make the subs bench, and I believe it's up to 5 players on the bench. Actually, I don't know how many players on the bench. Is there 5? I thought it was more than 5. Or was there a real change?
Danny.
Check it.
Danny's the man to know.
Danny would be the man to know that, actually, 100%.
I think that with the quality players that we are getting, it's really good. Like, even Bruno, he said, I know I can't pronounce his name, I butchered it. It is what it is. But even with Strauch, like, it's just, I'm loving the fact that we don't know who's going to start. We don't know who's going to be in the team or who's on the start 11 or on the bench. It's giving us all that kind of, I wonder what he's going to do. But then it's creating that competition. You want the lads fighting for their place week in, week out. To grind out wins will need to be grinded out.
Yeah.
If it's a 90-minute winner that goes in off Nanto's arse, it doesn't matter. Like, do you know what I mean? That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, totally agree with you, Dylan. Yeah, no, there seems to be more. There seems to be 9 subs on the bench, but obviously it's 5 subs you can make as well. But yeah, who knows? And it's obviously up to them players to push the boat and get into Fark's mind, isn't it? To be giving them the opportunity. Leeds couldn't control Okafor when he was up against Smith. Yeah, 100% agree with you. 10 million should be in the door already, says Wayne. Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully we get it done ASAP. Yes, Jam, favourite selection. And evening, guys. Hope all is well. Hope you're all as well, buddy. Go check out Late Night Leeds tonight at 10 o'clock, guys. You'll be redirected straight over after here as well. So make sure you go across there, give it a bit of a raid, write OBL in the comments to let them know, and you're showing a bit of love. So we're going to redirect you over there, guys, to show a bit of love to them boys over there. Great lads. Adam, Sean from Wilco Whites, and Matty from Imagine Not Being Late. So yeah, go check them out. They're a really good show. Okafor sent Smith back to Switzerland. He did, buddy. Yeah, he did, buddy. Marching on with Sean. Like and subscribe to these 2 Irish legends, the Irish versions of the Chucker Brothers. Cheers, pal. Go check out Sean as well. Has his
Which
own
one am I?
channel, Marching on with Sean. Hit 50 subscribers today, so we're going to start doing live. So best luck with the channel, buddy. I'd pay 15 to 17 million for Okafor. Yeah, me as well. If we can get it for 10, it's rumour for over 10 million we could get the fee done, and supposedly AC Milan are want to offload him as well. So what about Lucas Paqueta from West Ham, 27 years old and looking for a fresh challenge? Yeah, possibly, if wages and obviously if the Ducks line up, yeah, possibly could be Paqueta as well. He's obviously had his issues as well, but definitely is a good player. I think he was on City's radar not so long ago as well. Should Okafor sign for Leeds United? Does that then mean the end of any hope of Solomon coming back to Leeds United? Probably, Michael. Yeah, I think.
I'm not against Solomon though. I've said it since day one, and we know what player he is.
Yeah,
he's definitely Premier League quality, and apart from the winning goal to make us champions, like we know what to expect. If that makes sense, we know what he can do. We know his strengths. We know his weaknesses.
Yeah,
and he's not predictable.
Yeah. Rich says Okafor looks a talent boy 48 and I could have Smith in my back pocket after the last couple of performances. Please be fit, Bogle. Yeah, praying, absolutely crossing everything that Jaden Bogle is going to be fit for on Monday night. A little bit of good news from Daniel Fark that he is in contention. He did train today, and obviously just depends how his body reacts. So yeah, fingers crossed he's ready to go. Don't think the 49ers are wasting time. It ain't straightforward buying players. I think you're right, buddy. I think you're right. It's only when it fails you look back and go, oh, that was a waste of time. The same as everything in life, Dylan, isn't it? When you put so much effort into something and it doesn't turn out the way you want, you don't get what you want, you're always going to turn around and say that was a waste of time. But if you get it, then it wasn't. DCL's problem isn't his injuries; it's whether he can score enough goals. Yeah, you need to be on the pitch to score them. You need to be on the pitch. I'm not used to Irish people talking sense. I've seen too many Sean Healy's comments. We try, buddy. We try. We try our very, very best. I wouldn't say we talk sense all the time, but yeah, we try and keep it as balanced as we possibly can. Russ says 9 subs and then 5 at the bench. Yeah. So you're allowed 9 on the bench and 5 subs. Sales pitch, help us work and stay up. And Boston the Premier League in the following years. Yeah, it could be a sales pitch, and I think we're into Sean videos of the parade and all around the city and all that as well. So yeah, that was obviously a sales pitch to them as well. Right, Dylan, let's move on then from Noah Okafor and let's talk about a Leeds United player and let's talk about Illan Meslier, Dylan. Now look, we know the situation with Meslier. There's no sense of obviously going through the to and fro of last season and the mistakes he made. Let's just solely concentrate on the last couple of weeks. Mainly the one that he wasn't in the Leeds United squad or wasn't brought over for the AC Milan game in Dublin. Fark said that he wasn't needed, that they had 2 goalkeepers and he wasn't needed here. More or less was telling us that Illan Meslier isn't in his plans. Was reported now from Joe Donoghue from The Athletic that Illan Meslier considers his time at Leeds to have come to an end and the expectation is that he will be sold for a fee in the region of 5 to 6 million with a number of French clubs interested, Dylan. About time, I think.
About time is right. I just real quick before I comment on it. Did you see how you pronounce the Leeds United players' names? Did you see
Yeah,
that?
I did see that.
Did you see Melia's one?
Yeah.
Illan Meslier, like full on. Even my missus is like, "What's wrong with him?" Like the way he said it. He's like what do you call it, the Terminator.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no, Darren, it's about time. 110%. I think it seems to be like at times himself, Fark, some fans are holding on that we need to back him.
Yeah.
We don't need to back him. It's not a love story. It's a business and a football club that is trying to stay in the Premier League and we can't afford to have setbacks. Like Illan Meslier. Yes, at one stage in his career, he was a quality player. It still is. Like, it's still there. He's still young. We all know goalkeepers can play well into their 40s. He needs a new challenge. He needs a new confidence. He needs a new morale. He needs a new life. To be completely honest with you. Yeah. I wish him all the best. I want him to go. And I'm not just saying that because of his howlers and he annoys me and he wrecks me head. But for his own career, as we said, these are human beings at the end of the day. For his own career, move him on.
Yeah, I think, as you said as well, that I think it is. And I'd fully expect Illan Meslier, wherever he ends up, I'd fully expect him to be a decent goalkeeper. It obviously just feels like that. He's kind of just fallen off a cliff like a lot of them Bielsa players since Bielsa left. Bielsa obviously tapped into a lot of his attributes and what he's good at. And then for the period of time, then I actually feel a little bit sorry for him. It was the managerial merry-go-round when you obviously had Jesse Marsh. He obviously wanted a different style of play. Then you had Javi Gracia. Then you had Sam Allardyce, and then obviously Fark coming in. So as a goalkeeper as well, obviously, like there's one time you're told to punch, then you're told to kick it, then you're told to play it short, told to play it long. There's a lot of variations in your game. Where under Bielsa, it was obviously this is what you do, this is how you play, and that's what we've seen the best out of him. And you look back to his debut at Leeds in the FA Cup against Arsenal, he was absolutely sensational. His distribution was outstanding. Some of the saves he made, and he has made some fantastic saves for Leeds. But I think my issue is, Dylan, that his career's gone stagnant, that he hasn't improved, and he's probably declined a little bit. And especially his distribution for me, I understand kind of the likes of saving and catching the ball, and we all know them. But it's that side of the game of the distribution for me has gone really, really poor. A lot of kicking the ball out over the sidelines, short passes, playing the ball behind players around the Bielsa. It was crisp, it was fast, it was direct, it was like an arrow. And I remember at the time, and we seen him playing that first game against Arsenal. I remember thinking we had another Ederson and Alisson here. He was absolutely outstanding. But look at Dylan, he's still only young, 25, and that that's very, very young in goalkeeper years. As you said, he could play until he's 40. I've no doubt wherever he goes, fresh start. And again, I'd wish him all the best wherever he goes.
That's all I want to wish him all the best as well. And to be quite honest with you, I will follow his career because I do think he has bags of potential. It's just simply down to, as you said, the manager merry-go-round. And it's not fair. It's not like, don't get me wrong, last season against Sunderland, it was a hole as well, the other one. Don't get me wrong, that camera, this computer, this room was going to get smashed up because he was doing me head in. But I mean, he is a human being at the end of the day. I'm putting that aside. It's a lot. It is a lot. It's a big pressure to wear. especially the goalkeeper in front of Leeds fans. We all know how we get, and I'm one of them as well. I get that. I just simply think, for me, why I want him gone is that he just doesn't command his box corners. He's flapping. I just do the basics as a goalkeeper. That's all I'm asking. I've been saying this since he started acting the maggot. Just catch the ball. Just come out and catch the ball. Don't punch it. Just catch it. Go down the ground.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Dylan, agree with you. And we'll get into it a little bit more detail. As I said, our match build-up will be out tomorrow ahead of Everton on Monday night. We'll get into all that, the goalkeeper positions, the full-back positions, opposition watch, our predicted 11 and our predicted scoreline as well. So that will be out for about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning as well, if you want to tune in for that and keep an eye out for that. But that is it for Friday night's live stream. Thanks very much to everyone who did pop in. We know the Premier League started back as well, so thanks very much if you did pop in this evening to listen to us on Friday night with the Premier League and all that being back as well. Before I do go, Only Leeds Bros are doing a giveaway. It does happen next Thursday, so we turn one next Thursday. So to celebrate that, we're giving one of you lucky winners away a brand new Leeds United jersey of your choice, home kit, away kit, and the new third kit. All you have to do to be involved is make sure you're subscribed to the Only Leeds Bros YouTube channel. Scan the QR code or hit the link in the description below if the QR code doesn't work. Head across to our X, retweet the post, and tag a mate to be in a chance to win. Winner will be announced next Thursday live on stream. We'll get your details and we will send it directly to your doors. Also, best of luck with that. Just a way of saying thank you so much for all the support. As you can see, we're only a year on Thursday, and to be 3,500 subscribers, nearly 3,600 subscribers is unbelievable, lads. Mind blowing. We've said it so many times still in our first year doing Only Leeds Bros. The aim was 250 subscribers. So yeah, to get anywhere near that is absolutely, and blow it out of the water has been absolutely sensational. And we can't do it without the the help and support of you guys. So yeah, thanks very much. So a little bit of a different schedule. Obviously, the last couple of weeks it's been Mondays, it's been Wednesdays, it's been Fridays. But from tomorrow, things will change. Obviously, our match build-up will be out tomorrow. Monday night, we'll be back doing the Only Leeds Bros watch-alongs. I know we've got a lot of comments about that towards the tail end of the last season. Obviously, with the passing away of our dad, we stopped the watch-alongs as a mark of respect. But we will be back doing the watch-alongs against Everton on Monday night. Always a good bit of crack. Myself and Dylan do bounce off each other, bounce off the chat. We do a fan half-time phoning as well, where you drop the link in the chat. You can pop in for 10 minutes and give your thoughts on the first half. It's always good fun as well. Always a good bit of crack in there. So we kind of give you the floor to obviously keep it respectable. Don't get us banned from YouTube and all that sort of stuff. And then we'll have a match reaction after that as well. So again, guys, thanks very much to everyone for all the support. If you do leave, please don't forget, when you do leave, please don't forget to smash a like on the video. And of course, hit subscribe to the channel. We would love you to do so. Dylan, anything to say before we say goodnight to all these lovely
Have a
people?
great Friday. See you tomorrow. Up the Whites. 3-0 against Everton Monday night. You're there first.
That's it from us. Mind yourselves, mind each other. We'll catch you all again very soon.